When last we left our heroes, y'all made a bunch of dwarves cry.
Oh,
To quote myself. Um, and what else happened that night? We had some merrymaking by Mary, some dancing by Myra, some crushing of hearts and souls by Myra. Uh, what else do we have?
somebody got a magic tattoo.
Oh yes, that's right. You got yourself a heck of a hammer. That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Well, conspired to make every dwarf in the room upset.
Yes. Baron Stripes was like really pivotal in that by coming up with like mischievous plans.
The memory of blood.
Oh, yeah. I was just like, oh god, I'm on this boat. What do I do? What do I do? Kitty.
Well, you know what? You rolled well, like not like crazy high, but like decently enough that, and then like he rolled so miserably, like into it that he was being, I don't know, manipulated. So yeah, you got under his skin for sure. By the end of the night, those dwarves all kind of got together and were kind of drinking their sorrows away. Oh yes, the other thing that happened was Hamar had his little encounter with Boss Felon's niece, Celine Felon. And
No idea what you're talking about.
I think that basically covers what happened last session. So yeah, so basically the night wore on. Folks headed up to bed. And just remind me when Nat comes back. Mary, she kind of collected about 5 gold of people just dropping her some tips for her part um, in the evening's festivities. And yeah, you guys all pop off to bed. Any actions that anyone would like to take during the nighttime?
I think I'm just going to bed. What's it called? We have not had a long rest since the owl bear, so I'm bereft of spell slots.
Yeah.
I carefully polish my new hammer.
Very good. It thrums with expectant energy.
I continue to nurse my squirrel and that thing from last Saturday.
Yep. Yeah, that's fair. And yeah, okay. Well, I'll just let I'll just roll quickly on my table here just to see if anything fun happens at night. Much lower chance of that in a settlement like this.
Quick question.
Yes.
Does the door to my sleeping room open in or out?
It is a open in.
All right, then I fall asleep on the floor in front of it.
Yep. Sounds good. Sounds about right.
Yep.
Okay. So your night passes without any difficulty, and morning comes about. For those of you who took your full long rest, you feel rejuvenated. Your spells are back, and you're ready to meet the day. Some bits of business that come up in the morning. So you guys come downstairs and get yourselves ready for the day. Have some breakfast. Some nice eggs and sausages are ready for you down here. And the Eld, the head dwarf there, makes his way over to you and greets you. Good morning.
Good morning.
I was wondering, it appears that you're heading north. By any chance, would you be interested in escorting me and the rest of these dwarves. We're going to go and try to find the body of our good friend.
I will have to. I would have to talk to my companions. We're in a bit of a hurry, and we might, depending on how far out of the way we'd have to go. I'm not sure I could do it. So let me talk to him.
Walash here nods his head and says, "Very well, very well. I'll await your response." And he and the other four dwarves go and sit up at their table there. And I'm just going to move him over. And they pass their morning quietly. The tinker is nowhere to be found this morning. But the other sort of cast of characters are kind of hanging around.
I'll make my way to one of the larger tables, see who else is down here from our group.
Yeah, for sure. Basically, everybody's come downstairs, sitting around having their meal.
Hey guys, how was everyone's adventures last night?
I glance to the others expectantly.
I think Umar is actually checking on the oxen.
Good idea.
He was up early.
Yep, fair enough.
So, the group of merchant dwarves wants an escort north a ways to find the body of their dead friend. I think it would be good to travel with a few more for just a little while, if it's on the way.
Is
What do you
that
guys think?
The dead friend that got overrun by countless goblins?
Yes.
Yeah. And we're going where we're going, right? I'm not sure.
On
I
the
mean,
other hand,
my guys.
if the goblins are marauding, and if our path would ordinarily take us in that relative direction, it might be better to have a few extra sturdy hands to deal with them if they maraud their way onto the road.
Yeah, we might have to have a little talk about our path, actually.
Yeah, where are we? Where are we going? I mean, I know where we're going, but what is the direction we are going?
So I'll just step in here. So you guys are heading north on the Great Road. If you've got that map to Celestine open in the handouts there, sorry, Nosta map there, you can see Braft in sort of the lower right-hand corner. The White Wolf Inn is about halfway up the road to the Grand Trade Inn, which is sort of in the center of the map. And that's so you would be heading north essentially to get to the Grand Trade Inn.
Given that we will be passing relatively close to the forest, it might behoove us to have a few extra hands.
I kind of think maybe we should take some things have come to light we need to discuss before we move forward.
Oh?
Yeah. Somewhere private, maybe?
Well, should we take this discussion to the wagon itself? It is about the time I refresh our alarm spell.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I signal to the dwarves that we'll be back.
They don't seem like they're in a big hurry quite yet.
Once we, is everything, nothing is like, there's nothing troublesome when we get to the wagon?
Okay, so before you guys make your way over there, Hamar, can I get you to do a handle animal check with your wagon ability there?
Sure. Do animal handling. Now, is this my animal handling or is this my land vehicles wagon?
Yeah, it's your land vehicles.
That's
Nice.
20.
Okay. So yeah, you check over the wagon, make sure that the oxen look like they've been fed and watered. Everything looks to be fine. The stable boy in here walks up to you and says, "Oh, you're one of those ones that helped out with the owlbear, I hear."
Apparently. Good morning.
Good morning. I fed them up good.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. I don't really have a bigger coin, and I just pull out a gold.
Oh no,
Uh,
that's a lot of money. I'm sure that I get paid by the inn, and if you paid the innkeeper, they they would think that I would have stolen that. You see.
Understood. Well, regardless, thank you for the help. Much appreciated.
No problem. No problem.
How'd they seem
He-
this morning? And I just kind of start kind of patting them down.
Oh, they both seem pretty energetic. I don't notice any limping or anything. They seem to be quite fine.
Good. Good.
So I can tell that you're somewhat of a military man. Is it interesting out there, fighting and such?
Interesting. How?
Give me an insight check.
Yeah. 18?
Nice. So this kid, you look at him and he's like a 16-year-old human boy. He's kind of got a little bit of the glint of like awakening understanding that there's a world beyond his home, sort of in his eyes. You get the feeling that maybe he's looking for war stories.
You looking to enlist?
Oh, maybe. It would be nice to get out and see the world.
Wouldn't stop you, but I think it'd probably be something best to talk about with your family first.
He
Got
kind of
family here?
looks away and he looks back at you and says, "Well, I did until about 2 weeks ago, and fortunately, they're gone. My farm burnt to the ground by the goblins. I'm lucky to have made it here." He kind of sniffles a little bit, but like holds himself up high and says, "That's why I want to enlist. I want to make sure it never happens to anyone ever again."
You know, making sure that this kind of thing doesn't happen to others doesn't always mean you have to go fighting. Not that I'm stopping you. You're free to live however you want to live, but there's plenty of different fronts you can fight a war on. Anyways,
He looks at you with wonder and says, "But what?
that's
How?"
heavy talk. That's heavy talk. Don't worry about it. It's especially for the morning.
Did you ring it?
Are we there yet?
Kara says he's
All right. As you guys are having the end of this discussion, the rest of your party makes their way into the stables, kind of talking amongst themselves. Um, uh, uh, the stable boy kind of nods at you gratefully and walks out of earshot, going to tend some of the other horses.
Hey,
Hey,
kid.
Omar, don't
Oh,
don't tease the stable toy boy too much. Otherwise, he might. Oh my god, he might do something fiddly with our tack.
wasn't kidding with him at all. Good morning.
Morning.
Fine morning to you, Hamar.
Yes. I see. Are we missing anyone?
I think we're all coming out, right?
Yeah, everybody should be there.
With an uncharacteristically silent Mary behind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just trying to stay awake, barely.
Just give a knowing nod. Are we good to head out? Anything we need to do?
So, remember last night with the dwarves?
No.
No.
Were you talking
Oh,
to dwarves?
right. Anyway,
Okay.
there was anyway, one of the dwarves had left a mate of his behind a little north of here during a goblin raid. So there's likely to be a whole bunch of them on the road.
Bunch of dwarves
Goblins.
or goblins? Goblins.
Though there's also a bunch of dwarves who would like a larger company on the way north for a little while.
While they're having this conversation, I'd like to discreetly get up into the wagon and check on our cargo.
All right.
And cast an alarm spell over the compartment while they're talking.
For sure. Give me an investigation check.
Hup.
With advantage.
Ooh, yes, nice, thank you. That is this.
That is this. This is
I
that.
need to spell roll correctly.
It's a complicated word.
Well, that's 2 11s. I'm gonna burn my inspiration to roll that again.
Okay.
There we go.
Whoa, nice. Okay, you put her around on the wagon, and yeah, everything seems to be in its place. You do notice that that there's been a fair amount of ale drunk out of one of the casks, but hard to know if that was someone here or just people on the road.
In that case, before I do my I'll sort this out. The others can do their conversation. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Not at all. So, why do I get the feeling that you're about to ask me something?
I'm asking if we want a few extra hammers to guard our backs on the way through goblin territory.
You're saying that the 6 of us can't handle a couple goblins?
I'm saying it would be a good turn for my countrymen, and it certainly wouldn't hurt.
What are we getting in for exchange?
I'm sure they'll pay us if we ask.
We haven't asked yet.
Well, I didn't know if we were even going in the right direction.
That's fair. What about the rest of you?
Yeah,
Our opinions? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah? Thoughts?
Yeah, some things have come to light that we might want to take into account here.
That is what you were saying, that we need some privacy.
So, I bumped into
Just
my
he
uncle.
holds up 1 second. He holds like Hamar holds his finger up for a second. DM, can Hamar tell if there's anyone around us within earshot?
You can give me a perception check.
Ooh.
17. What is happening today?
Oh, very nice. Well, you know that there is that stable boy, but he kind of left the stables to go and tend something out beyond it. So, in theory, you guys are squeaky clean right now.
Apologies. Just if we wanted to talk quietly, then want to make sure there wasn't anyone else around. Go ahead.
The kitty doesn't know a silent spell or whatever, do they?
Not yet, unfortunately. I do know many loud ones. But, as you were saying...
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, there's a good chance that we're going to get attacked if we stay on this road by some people who know what we got.
Oh, dear.
I was talking with my uncle last night, and turns out one of my cousins back at the castle there is Amar.
A blabbermouth?
Amar.
Yeah. I'm
Any
right
chance
here.
you know what this is? And I hold out the hook hammer for him to look at.
DM, do I know what this is?
Give me a intelligence check. If you've got history, you can add that to it, but otherwise just a flat intelligence.
I do have history. Let's roll history. 11.
11?
Yeah,
Okay.
11.
All right. So you. Oh wait. History. Did you get a 19 or an 11?
No, it automatically rolls as if you're going to roll with advantage or disadvantage. If you're just rolling straight, you take the first number.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
All good.
Yeah. So you look at the implement. What you do know is that that's a gnomish hook hammer, which is strictly speaking illegal on the island of Nosta, to be held by a gnome. But in terms of other significance, it kind of misses your. Yeah, you're not entirely sure what it symbolizes.
I
Give
know
me
enough that it's like is it like the equivalent of hey, like going out here is like, hey, I'm gonna pull out an AK-47 just amongst people
yeah, or
here.
well, I mean, this is not really the right reference, but it's almost like revealing a swastika armband.
Oh
Something.
boy.
Not
Okay.
quite the same, but like it a bit jarring.
A big
Um,
obvious symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so Hamar, can I also get you to roll a perception check?
I also put it away fairly quick. Just
Yeah.
yeah, not like holding it up. I'm holding it where he can see it.
Okay. Oh, it's not like holding it out to the whole party.
Yeah, I'm not shining it out to the world here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. This is surreptitious to Hamar.
Cool.
Okay. With that 14, I can tell you that you did notice the symbol of the gnomes of Neverly, which is a sort of a leaf symbol, on the haft of the implement.
All right. So yeah.
Can't say.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
So turns out my cousin back at the castle was working for those guys, and we're kind of on the border of their territory. That's kind of why we met those goblins the other day. I'm not talking anywhere near as loud as this, by the way. Just doing the voice, and I can't do it without volume. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
You can't Owen Wilson this acting?
I can't
Wow.
Patrick Warburton quietly. I'm sorry. But yeah, so turns out that they actually hit one of the other caravans that was sent out before us. The gnomes you can clearly reference there, and so the humans they rode out and they pretty much wiped out more or less the whole area there, and that's why the goblins were displaced and ran into us. But they're still looking for that thing we got. And there might also be a witch. Maybe. And
Great.
When Snap says witch, I want everybody to roll a history check with advantage.
21.
Hey.
Nice.
Digital high five.
Yeah. I almost just typed 5 in the chat.
Does somebody want to roll for Nat or?
Oh, here I'll roll for her. Okay.
Ooh.
I know absolutely fuck all.
Okay. Those of you who rolled above a 10, the moment that the word witch is brought up, it immediately makes you all think the Witch of Neverly, who is infamous for being a notorious hermit on the eastern edge of the Neverly Forest, sort of near the coastline, is where she's usually said to be seen. Um, uh, but she's an incredibly powerful witch who usually people go to, and if they return changed. But if they return at all.
You say which. This changes matters. Well,
Right.
whether or not it changes matters is dependent on whether she is working with this outside faction that seeks us, or if she is herself a third
Oh, no.
outside force.
No, she's for sure working with them.
What's
Yeah,
a witch?
Yeah. That's not a
But-
question.
I rolled
Imagine-
a 1 and a 4. I don't fucking know what a witch is.
Well, I mean, you would know what a witch is, but you wouldn't know who this witch is. You're enough of a traveling dwarf to not really concern yourself with petty local superstition.
Yeah. So this, in fact, actually amplifies the problem in the sense that do we
Yeah.
proceed as intended, knowing that they intend to meet us along the way with hostility,
absolutely. Definitely.
or do we take a separate path and
Yeah.
have them come upon us when we don't expect it?
Yeah, we go see my cousin Featherpitch in Greenville. For
Who
sure.
presumably does not work with gestures.
No, not at all.
All right, if you vouch for them, I trust them.
Well, not just me, my uncle. So that's even better.
Yes,
And
true.
as an added bonus, Greenville has one of the biggest theater districts in the region.
Oh, culture.
Yeah. So we might even be able to make some money while we're there.
Greenvale's on the other side of the forest, isn't it?
It's
Yeah, it's past the Grand Trade.
Yeah.
So, if we are instead not heading north, do we want to, and I'm looking at presumably what we have as a map, do we want to head
We do have
west
we
around
do
the
have-
south side of the lake? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, we do have a map in Roll20.
Oh, okay. No, that's what I'm looking at. I'm presuming we have that as characters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yep, you
Yeah.
would have that.
Now, I suppose the question in that case is, do we want to head, what is that lake called?
Lake Osher.
Thank you. Do we want to head west and then around the south side of Lake Osher and continue west and then follow the road north to avoid the forest altogether? Or do we go north of Lake Osher and enter the forest simply from a different angle to save time?
Okay, when you suggest this, I'm going to get everybody once again to roll a history check.
Does that
With or
include
without
me or am I?
advantage?
Oh, whoops, sorry.
I'm gonna say that includes you, Baron Stripes.
Oh, I hit a crit.
Oh, you sure did.
Yep.
I got a 12.
Oh,
I
you're
still
sorry.
know absolutely fuck all.
Nope. I nat one
Oh
it.
boy. Okay.
Yeah, it's a 5.
Yeah. Okay. So this kind of makes sense in terms of you giving this as a potential way of doing things. Actually, yeah. This set of rules is very appropriate. Snaps, you would know that the border between the countries of Endelium and Lunesta couldn't be on higher alert right now. Because of this, of your quest, quite frankly. There's going to be a certain amount of understanding on either side that this thing is happening. And so things are kind of being carefully watched right now. Now, that being said, crossing the river or crossing the lake might be a little bit dicey. if you try to do it circumspectly and say the sentries catch sight of you and think that you're outlaws of one sort or another, you could very well get pelted with arrows and all the rest of it. The thing about the papers that you guys were given was that they will get you free and safe passage across the through the Grand Trade Inn, which is the primo land crossing between the two kingdoms. Ever since the wars that split the country years ago.
What do they know about us?
Oh,
So, generally speaking, and maybe with your roles, Elle wouldn't necessarily know this, but because of some of our discussions, Snaps actually does know this. Some of the officers of each respective army would know at least a little bit to watch out for you guys, but the generic foot soldier, no, they wouldn't necessarily know. And everyone is on high alert and high suspicion because of this attack that has taken place to the north of you guys.
Well, I meant to ask, oh gosh, I don't know if it was Hamar or Snaps talking, god damn it. What do we know about the people looking for us? Or what do we know what they're looking for, or what they might be looking for?
That was Snaps.
yeah. No, they. Sorry. Say that again.
I'm saying, can we disguise ourselves in such a way that they might be less likely to know it's us, especially if we bring a load of dwarves along?
I mean, there's this is a character moment for Snaps here, where he's deciding, do we want some dwarfy meat shields, or should we maybe not put these fine emotional dwarves in harm's way, in a way that they don't understand and can't explain? So this is a choice for him now. Well, I'd say for now we should stick to the road. We're safe to the Grand Trade Inn. It's the only well-patrolled, safe road. So I think we're going to have a hard time if we go off there. But once we get to the Grand Trade Inn, I think we should just head north to Greenvale. And we can find safe shelter there to get us to Metrov.
Celestine.
Celestine, I went the wrong way, yeah.
Where the hells are you going?
The wrong way, yeah.
If you consider that passage safe, then I will accept it as safe.
Given what we know and what we think they know about us, because like I said, it sounds like they've got somebody in the castle that's just marking them. Anybody leaving the castle, because they hit another, like, a decoy convoy just a couple days ago. So it sounds like they're just hitting everything that left the castle.
The moment Snap says marking them, I immediately disengage from the conversation and begin ritual casting Detect Magic. That's going to take 10 minutes, so you guys continue.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the good news, I don't think they'll attack us on sight. And we do have allies in the region who can help us. The bad news is there's definitely, like, some rough characters looking for us. Do we know for sure that we're not one of the decoys? Like, we've for sure got the sword with us? Did we check that, like, as we left, or are we just trusting?
Was it still... we did check on it, like, with Detect Magic, I believe, right?
I'm going to say that you guys, I remember you guys, like, scratched the case and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you observed the case go into the compartment, but have you looked inside that case? I don't know. I don't
Like, are
think so.
we sure they didn't take the sword out of the case before they put it in a cart?
We should probably check that.
Not here, though. I have a feeling that
Oh, no, I don't. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, like, off the road somewhere. Yeah.
Yes.
But-
Once my... Sorry, go ahead.
there's so much magic coming off the item. I'm worried that the case is the only thing keeping everything within miles from feeling it. I don't know anything about magic, so I might be completely wrong.
It is potent magic, but unless you're looking for magic, you rarely see it.
And I mean, a sheet of lead.
Fortunately.
I mean, a sheet of lead, and most of the time you're good anyways.
Indeed, lead is indeed called the wizard's bane in some places. In others, it is simply called lead.
Artificers know a thing or two about material science.
And your knowledge is much appreciated. Once my ritual is complete, I will be able to tell if we have been marked in any way magical.
Ding ding! Your ritual is complete.
Woo!
You glance over the cart and notice a glowing magical symbol on the side of your cart.
Damnation!
It does appear to be the symbol of the leaf, as depicted on the recently noticed gnomish hookhammer.
Is it on the wood?
Yes.
Anyone with a bladed weapon, your assistance, please?
I've got carpenter's tools.
I point out the thing. I'm looking with detect magic. Can you see it without?
It's
But if you mark on either side, I can saw it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a square around it in chalk.
I can cut that.
Yes. Cut this out and we shall stash it somewhere.
Maybe we want to drop it somewhere on the road.
Yes, I actually believe so.
Or maybe on another wagon.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would damn them, to be certain.
That's true. That would be
I say we
mean.
find an animal and tie it to it.
I mean, we could find a funny wagon.
What?
I mean, a funny wagon. You know. Anybody want to do that too?
What?
Is there anybody we seek to sabotage? And as of the moment, I do not think there is, unless anyone else has any preferences.
I mean, maybe we could find somebody
I mean,
between
do
here
we-
and the Grand Trade Inn. That might be a handy thing.
certainly.
I'm
Let's
sliding
split-
into Yogi Bear, I think.
In which case, keep your sawing subtle so that we can simply punch it out when we need be.
Yeah, I can do that.
Excellent.
All right. So yeah, so I'll go about doing
And
that.
while I've got the detect magic up, I'm going to look into the thing, and I'm going to open the case like about a dime, width, to see if there's any shine.
okay. Can I get a perception check from those who are not in the process of doing that? So not snaps or elves, please. Oh, sorry, not snaps or stripes, I should say.
Snap stripes.
I nat one again.
Oh man.
How hungover are you, Mira?
Not.
It's just the guilt.
Oh,
No,
wait.
I nat
That poor
20 in
guy's
my
heart.
constitution check that night. I was fine.
No, this is
Yeah,
this
you were
is
responsible.
purely guilt from the night before and what you did to that poor
No, I
man.
feel absolutely no guilt on that.
Okay, so Myra, you swear you just saw the prying eyes of that stable boy peeking around the corner, just at the front of the stable.
I'm not going to wander off, but I will stare. I'm very distracted. I'm not paying attention to
Hey!
the conversation.
Natalie
Yeah.
has arrived.
Hello.
Natalie.
Sorry about that.
No
Oh,
worries.
no worries.
Want us to quickly catch you up?
Sure.
All right, so it's morning, and we're out at the wagon inspecting stuff. It turns out gnomish militants of some sort have marked our wagon and know that we are carrying the sword.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently in the
figures.
process. We found the mark and have sawed it partly off so that we can remove it and put it on something amusing. And I'm currently
Okay.
in the process of peering into the thing to make sure the sword's still there.
Okay.
Myra, you stare really hard at the front of the stable, and then you see something flap and flutter, and you realize you've been staring at a wall hanging of some sort, like just a piece of cloth or something that has like a spotted kind of pattern on it. And
Yeah, that feels right.
Those were never.
You're staring down a Stable Boy poster.
Your eyes are getting really dry. They never blink.
I just stare real hard, and then I like go into like a little blinking. Like, no. Okay, I'm back.
Baron Stripes, as you peek into the box, give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Uh-oh. Where'd it go? 18!
Okay, very good. You manage to take precautions as you open it to shield your eyes as the glaring magical brilliance that leaks out from the slight opening that you made very clearly tells you that there is a potent magical item in there.
Okay, I slam it shut and begin ritual casting alarm, specifically on the thing where the box opens so that it'll ding if it goes off. And while I'm doing that, I will say to the others, our charge is still in place.
Okay. When he's done with his alarm spell, I'll make magical trinket alarm kind of as a alarm, but also as a decoy for his magical alarm.
Yours is the visible alarm. Nice.
Very smart.
Yeah. And it'll explain the little bit of magic that they see, since it's a magical tinkering.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Very clever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any other actions here, or further discussion, I suppose?
Well, I suppose. So I don't know if we want to bring your friends into this, but it's up to you.
Might it even be worth advising them that going north could be particularly dangerous at this time?
No. Well, north. Wait. Oh.
Yeah, we need to get to the Grand Trade-In first.
Yeah,
Yes.
so we have to go north.
Indeed.
So yeah, like we're on the road we're on, but if they're going on a different road, then maybe we don't. Like take them as far as it forks.
We can escort them until they turn off, perhaps.
But that kind of isn't even a little bit the point of what they're asking.
Yeah, probably the hard part is going to be off the main road
stuff. But yeah, it feels like a real bad move for us to leave the road.
No, we should
at least
stay on the road. Did they tell me exactly where this place is that they need to go?
They did not. You know that man that you got to confess to his dishonor, that he's going to be guiding them to where he thinks the body will be. They've kind of come together and forgiven him, and they're all kind of going up there together. And his orc heart is going to remain in town for his return, basically.
So I assume that means that it's between here and the Grand Trade-In, most likely.
Yeah. It'll be south of the forest at some point. But whether it is, you wouldn't really know if it's west or east of the Great Road, based on your current knowledge.
Perhaps it's best that we remain alone then.
Should we warn them of the potential dangers? Or, well, they are certainly aware of it if they are going into goblin territory.
Yeah.
They're hearty enough. I don't wish to voice further problems upon them that we might bring, but that many dwarves should be able to hold their own against some stupid goblins.
This far south, outside the forest, do we maybe want to give the joke board to your friends to hand off to the goblins?
That would be
That
presuming they are routed and have their card taken, would it not? Sorry, go ahead.
No, just the board. They can leave the board with the goblins.
I mean,
it should be a.
We could also leave the board with the goblins.
That is also true.
Maybe we do go with them and well, at least find out exactly where they're going. And if we run into some goblins, that would be a good place to leave the board.
Well, I meant living goblins that escape.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
We'll let one escape.
I think Amar at this point is just pulling out, like, getting everything set and getting ready to hit Saddleside.
Okay.
Same.
We have some matter of hours to make the final decision. Well, are we going with them is the first decision. The final decision is where we drop off the. I gesture at the board because the word is eluding me.
We could always leave the board just on a wagon without much else, or with a little bit to make it to make it look like something the goblins would want to grab and take home.
The problem is that we are almost certainly dooming whoever we stick the board to an attack.
Well, like I said, maybe
that's why I said we'd leave an abandoned cart for the goblins to pick up.
Oh, I understand that.
That way nobody gets hurt except goblins, and fuck them.
That might be a good idea.
And then as an added bonus, if the Neverly gnomes find these goblins with what they figure is us, maybe they think that we got killed.
Yes, and then let danger face danger rather than us face danger.
That kind of feels like a plan.
I believe it does. Are there any objections?
Sounds like no.
Just dead silence.
Yeah, just compulsively in order to break the silence, Stripes is going to use prestidigitation to make a small party horn.
I think Hamar was actually saying something, though.
Oh, sorry.
Just asking if we're finished. Ready to go whenever.
Okay.
I believe, other than informing your friends, my good Elb, that we have accomplished all we need to. And then some.
We do need to either find a decoy wagon or hope we run into one on the way. Actually,
we're kind of in a place where we could just buy one.
It's true.
That's also true.
And like, it doesn't even need to be a particularly big wagon. It could be a simple donkey cart that we load with, say, a crate or two, enough to make it look like it's a nice haul.
No.
I'm going to go into the inn and inquire if they have any small carts.
Okay, sounds good. Any other actions by anyone during this time?
I'll let our dwarf friends know the news.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so Baron Stripes, can I just get you to do a persuasion check, please?
Yes. Where'd it go? There it is. 9.
To be expected. You pop inside and go and speak to the innkeeper. He kind of scratches his beard and looks a little bit uncertain and says, "Well, there's the old apple cart. I suppose I could sell it to you for, I don't know, 10 gold."
Can I make an insight check to see if I think that 10 gold is gouging for an apple cart?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Where's my insight? There it is. Flat roll. 17!
Absolutely gouging you for an apple cart, yeah.
I'm going to, as intimidating as my 4'2" frame can be, lean against the bar top, lightly digging my claws into it and say, "My good man, you would not happen to be attempting to price gouge the Baron of House Davenport, are you?"
Oh, intimidation check, please.
Oh, where'd that go? 18.
Okay, hey. Well, the man kind of shifts uncomfortably under your gaze and looks down and back up again and finally says, "Oh, honestly, it's just a rotted pile of sticks at this point. Basically, will roll for you. So I suppose I could part with it for say, gold and 10 silver."
That is 2 gold, my good man.
I need the change.
All right, I have the change. I pay him a gold and 10 silver.
Thank you for doing business with me. You can ask the stable boy about it, and he marks down a little piece of paper with his signet ring and gives it to you. Just show him this, and he'll know what to do.
Excellent. I will go and seek him to do just that while the others are getting ready.
All right. Meanwhile, Elb, you make your way over to the dwarves, and they nod their heads as you explain the situation that you can't make your way with them. Anything particular you want to say to them?
I just thank them again for the hammer and the stories and their company, and wish them safe travels.
Safe travels, kinsman. We wish that we could join you, but we have our own business, as you well know. Hopefully we will see you again someday soon.
Farewell.
Farewell. Alrighty. So with that, you guys kind of assemble up. Baron Stripes finds his way to the stable boy, who quickly fetches the cart. It's a pretty straightforward little cart. The stable boy can basically just pull it up himself.
I'm going to ride in it as he does so.
The stable boy looks kind of askance at you as you hop into the back, but then he shrugs his shoulders. It's a simple 2-wheel cart, and it's fairly easy to tug even with you in it. And he goes and hitches it up to the back of your wagon. Says, "Will there be anything else for all of you guys?"
Nope.
Sorry, right. Was that just a DM question or was that a NPC question?
That was the stable boy asking the lot of you guys.
All good here, kid. Thanks for the help.
Don't think so, thanks.
Stay out of trouble, kid.
You have done your duty admirably.
Oh, thank you all. And he doffs his cap and then puts it on his head and says, "I'll think about what you said, mister."
Yeah, good.
Can I ask a point of clarification quickly, Julian?
Absolutely.
The extremely bright magical light that nearly blinded me.
Yes.
So I looked at the sword with detect magic the day we first saw it. Was it that same kind of blindness?
It felt familiar. Yes.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
at that time I believe I described it as like multiple different enchantments.
Yeah,
all
like
layered on top of each other.
Yeah, as spells and enchantments get more powerful, they get more unique and sometimes harder to, discern.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Are themselves recognizable sometimes.
That's right. Yeah. So that's that same feeling that you were getting. Like it would be difficult to replicate this. I mean, it's possible certainly, but someone would have to try quite hard. And the only person at Brabst who could do that would probably be the fifth wizard, who was your master, and he
Yes.
probably wouldn't pull this on you. Maybe he would. Who knows?
If you found it funny enough.
I guess that's true.
So, in that case, yes, I will reconcile that with my knowledge.
Yep. All right. Unless there's anything further that you guys would like to do in town here, we can hit the road once again.
I think Amar just kind of surreptitiously just glances back at the kid at the stable hand. Keeps going.
All right. Sounds good.
I'm going to ride atop the wagon as we go.
Okay. That sounds in character. You're not going to sit in your apple cart?
No, that thing will fall apart almost certainly.
Yep. Okay, so as you guys trundle
I think
up
Julian was hoping that.
You know me too well.
If there isn't art of stripes on an apple cart, I think we failed. I think we failed our duty here.
I'm just gonna grab some more water.
Yeah, sure.
And while we're at it, Snaps will approach Stripes to get him to check the crime hammer for magic. Just to make sure it's not another tracking device.
Got it. Yeah. So Baron Stripes, you look over the hammer that Elb shows you while the last of your magic is kind of waning, oh, look at that! It does glow with a little bit of divinatory magic.
Wow. That presents a problem.
Sorry, the alarm for my evening pill went off. What'd I miss?
Oh, sorry. So Baron Stripes Snaps shows you that hammer once again, now that you're still sort of actively detecting magic.
Yeah.
And you notice that it has a bit of divinatory magic on it.
Snaps. That hammer bears divination magic on it. Can I ration, like, with my, magical knowledge and my knowledge of, sorry, I need to remember to breathe before I talk. My knowledge of how divination magic works. Can I rationalize that it's probably being used, tracked, the hammer?
Yeah, it looks very familiar. You just saw something similar with that marking.
Snaps, my good man, that hammer is almost certainly being used to track us down.
Yeah.
To keep tabs on us. We should launch it into the nearest place that it should not be.
Well,
Perhaps
also, as an alternative, we could also leave it with the wagon.
With the apple cart, indeed.
Yeah.
We could put it with the apple cart and leave the funny board somewhere else, leaving our foes to split their forces to check or waste time.
Yeah, the hammer is something that goblins are likely to pick up, I assume.
Well, a hammer is useful, more useful than a random piece of wood.
Speaking of hammers, can you look at mine if you've still got some magic sight left?
I believe. Oh, do you want me to cast Identify on it, by the way?
On mine? Yeah, if you got the...
Well, I can cast it as a ritual, so if I come into the wagon, I can identify both yours and Elb's hammers while we're riding.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Indeed I shall. My magical knowledge is at your disposal, my friends, and I begin my ritual casting of Identify, which looks a lot like me batting a pearl around.
Okay. So as you guys are making your way along, and you're identifying these items, so Elb's hammer. I've actually already sent Barry a description of that hammer. It really doesn't change much from that. So basically, as I said, it casts a once per day that thundering smite.
Oh yeah, that is a nice one.
Upon its first successful hit, essentially. So it's pretty good, pretty nice. And then so you're doing an identify on the
The crime hammer.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be honest. I didn't take the time to figure out exactly which spell this was going to be. Just going to see if I can find something very quickly.
Arcane Mark, perhaps?
Yeah, that's probably what I'm looking for.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Sorry, Sunshine just came upstairs.
Okay. I'm just going to make doubly sure that that's what I want. Arcane. There's a lot of A things.
Whoops. Is Arcane Mark a spell? Whoops.
I'm not sure it is a 5e.
Oh, you know what? It doesn't seem to be anymore.
Huh.
There it is.
Weird. Though I suppose Nistel's magic aura could serve the same purpose. I think that lasts until it's dispelled.
Which one?
Nistel's magic aura? Oh no, it lasts 24 hours. Never mind that.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
well, I mean, you can permanentize pretty much any spell, though.
Yep.
You know what? I'm not going to take too long through this.
You can just make a custom thing.
Yeah, it seems like it's a fairly simple spell. It's like it's like sending off a ping every like 2 hours.
And you'd have to be listening with the appropriate spell or item to pick up the ping, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I see. I'm going to explain that. This device is sending out magical signals which can be intercepted only by those who know how to listen.
Any idea on the range?
Do you want me to make like an Arcana check for that?
Yes, please.
Arcana 11.
You think that the signal could probably be detected within about 2 or 3 kilometers?
Miles around, almost certainly. I say.
All right. You might be able to make some use of that.
Indeed.
All
In
right.
fact, the hammer might be the better bait. We should not discard the board until we've planted the hammer, I believe.
I was thinking the other way around.
We should not plant the hammer until we've discarded the board.
Yeah. Do we know the frequency? Like, the board is just steady, right?
The board is basically like magical highlighter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is the board pinging?
The board is not pinging.
Okay, it's just like highlighted.
Yeah, it's like being marked, essentially, yeah.
Yeah. No, this is the less potent of the two divination spells. I say, pointing at the board.
Yeah. Well,
The hammer is by far the more potent thing to be tracked.
yeah. The only thing with that is the hammer might be useful for us more than just planting it.
Well, I mean, certainly most of us can swing it.
Oh no, that's the thing though, is my uncle was telling me a little bit about it, and it might actually get us out of some situations with these guys.
I see.
Yeah.
Especially if they find us with a hammer, but not the mark.
I think they'll be less concerned about the wagon mark. If they don't meet us on it, then, right?
I see. In which case, I defer to your knowledge and expertise on the matter.
Well, I don't have a lot myself, but it just seems like chances are we won't even meet them near the wagon as much. We're just walking around town sometime.
That is quite likely.
All right. Like,
just make sure that it does not incriminate us.
Oh, no. This thing is getting wrapped up and packed away for sure.
Good.
Yeah. That's just to be absolutely clear, this is not my family or me or anybody I'm friends with. This is very much a surprise to me. So, yeah, just to have that just said out loud.
Much as I expected, you are a person of character.
Yeah, well, I mean, not a terrorist is not the super high bar, but I am above that.
It is a bar that we should nonetheless all strive to clear. And with that, I'm going to just climb up onto the roof of the wagon and lounge again.
Alrighty. With that, you guys head off on the road. The day starts out pretty nice and calm, but bad weather starts rolling in after a couple of hours, and soon there's just a solid drizzle of rain coming down onto your wagon.
And I'm back in the wagon.
All right. Nothing too crazy, but for those of you who rotate out to stretch your legs or whatever, you do find yourselves getting slowly mustier and wetter as the day goes on. Just doesn't seem to be letting up. Can I get a DC 10 con saving throw from everybody who goes and walks? So that should be everybody except for Hamar at one point or another. Walks in the rain.
Nat 20.
Great.
Well, 21.
Yeah. No, I'm only a little guy. Just a little guy. I might just ride on the wagon for a bit.
Oh my God, Mary.
Oh no. Mary's having a bad day.
Who tripped on a rock.
Having a bad day. And I was just going to give one level of exhaustion, but you get 2, Mary.
No.
It was supposed to be a +3, but at a nat 1.
Yeah, that'll do it. And Snaps is going to get 1 level of exhaustion as well.
I just haven't recovered from my near-death experience.
Well, yeah, and I was going to roll into that. Like, as the rain kind of seeps and the cold seeps into your bones, you realize that, you just picked yourself up off the ground, essentially dead, a couple of, just yesterday, right?
12 hours ago, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
not
were we walking or were we on the wagon?
Sunshine.
So you guys, the wagon isn't big enough for you guys to be all in it all at the same time. You can have the driver, the shotgun, and 2 people inside the wagon. But there's just too much shit in there for you guys all to be riding at once.
If it weren't raining, I'd just be on the roof of it.
Right, exactly.
Rat.
So basically, a couple of you have to walk alongside the wagon as the day goes on.
Someone could ride the apple cart.
Yeah, no one's expressed a desire to do that yet.
Probably wisely.
Walking and riding something, Snaps certainly would have ridden something, but
well,
I didn't realize walking was part of this. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, in that case, then, you can, yeah, I can say that you would have chosen to ride into the apple cart. In that case, I'll get you to roll again.
So you chew my rug and then you sneeze it. That's why you're not allowed in here.
Sorry, was that Julian?
Sorry, could I get you to roll your Constitution saving throw again, and we'll take the lower of the two.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Sorry, from
so,
what?
Yeah. This is just for basically sitting in the rain. Like if you're in the apple cart, you'd be sitting in the rain.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just not walking with.
Yeah, it's just kind of.
Yeah. No,
your
I
body.
just in the rain is fine. I just I didn't understand. I hadn't pictured things properly.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, so yes, you guys sort of get tuckered out as the day plods on, but finally night sort of comes up, and you guys are forced to make camp. Can I get a quick survival check from the group?
Whoops.
That's a nat 1.
Oh boy. Ooh, not strong.
That's a nat 1.
Oh, really not strong so far.
I do believe the middle of the road would be most comfortable.
Okay, so my speed is halved.
We'll put you in the wagon since you're like having the mother of all Charlie horses.
Well, yeah, you would have to. And then I guess I'll make a survival check at disadvantage. Because that's what one level of exhaustion does.
Yeah.
Exhaustion is a bastard.
It is a bastard.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay.
Can't always be the protagonist.
No, that's
you guys,
clearly shonen though. Come on.
Yeah.
Not having a clue how to put up a tent. What shonen hero isn't that?
Okay, so you guys, you guys have been treated to some really nice weather up until now. This is your first like all day rain, and it's demoralizing, quite frankly, for all of you. And when Mary just can't take it anymore and has to spend the rest of the day in the wagon, that's hard on everybody else on top of it. So by the time the day ends, you guys are just happy to like roll to a stop basically on the road and just do what you can to toss up some tarps and just like try to make yourselves as comfortable as you can with what you got. Oh, by the way, how is your hand? We should have maybe said something about that. Everything okay?
Yeah, well, still don't know exactly what it is. She thinks it sounds super carpal tunnel-y, so it could be lucky, and maybe I've got both that and DeQuervins. But she basically said go to a physio because they'll be able to get to the bottom of it exactly, because I've got some kind of weird outlier symptoms.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, but I can't like fret my instruments or hold them, so that sucks.
Yeah.
Or like open bags. It's delightful.
Oh.
Really sorry to hear that.
Yeah, thanks. It's a drag.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, Natalie, stop collecting all the symptoms.
Ass. Like absolute ass.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the physio. Have you had a chance to book the physio yet, or
no? Because I only
like
talked
right
to.
after.
Yeah, but I had an appointment at 7:30 tonight, so I'll do that
you just
tomorrow.
Got back from it.
Yeah, that's why I was late.
Not to
so
bring
I will
anyone
do
else
that.
down, but Gordon Lightfoot also passed away today.
Yes, I saw that. So sad.
Oh goodness.
Not to date this audio recording, by the way.
No, that will date it fairly specifically, actually.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Such is life, or death, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what? How about this? Might be a good point if people want to just have a bio break or get themselves some water or something like that. I'm gonna go do that, and
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Sounds good. I'm still collecting myself. Been a weird night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's everybody else? Whomever's still on the call.
All right.
Not bad.
I'm so
I agree.
congested.
Aw.
Well,
Last night,
if everybody saw, but yeah, like I realize now, like it might be a real bad idea to split up the board and the hammer
yeah.
because that's gonna set off some alarm bells real fast.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
immediately obvious that's what we're
Well, within
doing.
2 hours, they're gonna know that they're not together right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Though, what will they do from there? Probably go to the road.
well, they'll probably go to both and find, like, they'll send teams to both to find out.
Yeah. That might be more optimal if we end up encountering only half of them at once. Because there's a good chance we're going to be encountering them regardless. Ugh. Last night, I filled my humidifier and then promptly didn't turn it on, so I woke up with a sinus headache that just went away about an hour before we started.
No.
Yeah.
I am mostly just like a seething ball of anxiety and resentment right now, so.
I mean, understandably so.
I missed something when Finn came in. The resentment? Sorry?
I said I'm a seething ball of anxiety and resentment right now.
Oh, yeah, no. I missed the resentment part. That Finn came in crying and wanted to go outside.
Oh, I see. Hi, Finn.
No, he's outside.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so say it louder.
Well, now I'm confused.
No, I'm just being a smartass.
Okay.
No, what you were resenting part.
The fact that I can't use my left hand.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get you. Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
they were two separate things.
I can barely fret and really can't fret my guitar like at all.
Yeah, I feel that. I can't hold my left arm up to fret or play drums or anything.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I definitely get you. Like when I messed up my Achilles tendon and, was in the need a cane to get to the bathroom state, just being like not able to do as I normally was just putting me at about a 7 anxiety at lowest.
Yeah, well, my fingers just will not do it.
Yeah.
They just won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I literally just confirmed creative chaos. And I'm gonna be doing nothing but using that hand for the next month. I don't.
Then your hand's like, not if I can help it, crunch.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
Therefore, resentment.
Understandable.
Yes, most definitely.
Not pleased. Anyway.
Okay. Is everybody back?
I'm still here.
Kira's still muted, but that doesn't mean there
I'm
she is.
here.
Yeah. Hello. And Ari?
Yep.
Hello. Yeah, we're all here then. Esmond, are you here?
Oh, he might still be out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Oh, there he is.
No worries.
I thought he was messing with this, to be honest. I thought he was just waiting. Just that extra beat.
I had a brief moment where I wondered if it was a bit.
Yeah. I expected it to be a bit, and then be like, oh, I guess, hey, guys. It almost worked.
Timing was almost perfect.
I guess I missed something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, we were just...
about 4 seconds before you got back, I was like, Esmond, you there?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I thought you were doing a bit.
Yeah.
No, just had a long bio break.
Yeah.
No problem. It was just funny timing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys settle in for the evening. I'm guessing that Mary won't take a watch because she probably wants to get rid of all that exhaustion.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
If somebody tells her to, she will, because she's not always the smartest.
I'm going to say,
but
Snap will take third watch if necessary, but he'll be kind of useless.
I'll take the first watch. Stripes will take the first watch. And sorry, go ahead.
I can take a watch
on my hammer because I don't think I actually said I did that yet.
I want DM. I just wanted to double check, or if anybody has notes on it. Did we not set up a set list of people for Night Watch?
We do, and I was just about to say. So we've got for the early, I've got Myra and Snaps. For the middle, I've got Stripes and Hamar, and for the dawn, I've got Elb and Mary. But this is an opportunity if you guys want to switch that up. So I guess what I'm seeing right now is that Elb would be doing dawn by herself.
Well, I was going to suggest that Snaps can just switch with Elb, and then the two exhausted ones can take dawn watch.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
Yeah, so they've gotten a full sleep.
Yeah.
Full night's rest, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Mary, see yourself to sleep. You look as though the cart has been running you over all day.
Fine. Huh?
Okay.
Dubious look.
Let's see. Does the rain continue into the night?
Finishing a long rest reduces a creature's exhaustion level by 1. Yay! So I'll still be exhausted.
You get to ride my wagon.
Damn it, I thought this was supposed to be a fantasy.
What? Sorry.
The fantasy is that you get a full 8 hours sleep.
Bad weather in my rapid encounter table.
We're low-level characters. We still have to deal with normal life things.
Yeah, that's right.
Damn it!
Interesting. Okay, so Myra and Elb, you're part of the early watch, yes? So I'm going to get the two of you to please roll a perception check.
Ooh, nice.
Very nice.
Oh, good.
Okay. Yeah, Myra is sort of just watching concernedly as her wife is just breathing heavily in her sleep. You're worried that there's a little bit of cold starting up in her, and you just hope that this sleep does her well. But Elb, in the meantime, is a little bit, her mind is a little bit clearer, sharper, and she's kind of keeping an eye on the surroundings. And it's good that she does, because about very near the witching hour, at about midnight, you hear someone scrabbling up the Great Road. There's kind of a scraping sound with every third step that this person is taking. They don't seem to be disguising their movements, but you can tell that they're just kind of they're roaming closer to your stopping point here.
I'll go wake up the cat. And who's exhausted?
Mary. And
okay, I'll wake up the cat and Hamar.
Okay. All right.
Or who's on next shift?
The cat and Hamar.
Well, yes.
Is it time already?
Somebody's coming by, I think.
Do you sense hostility?
I think it might just be Teapotty, but I don't know for sure.
It is better to know for certain. Very well. I shall keep watch atop the wagon, and I atop the wagon be.
Before you go on top, I'll kind of like boost you up, and in doing so, I'll give you guidance.
Oh hell yeah! Thank you.
Nice. Okay. You perch up there. Give me another perception check there, Nick, with advantage.
Okay, and I get to add guidance to that, right?
Yep. Oh, sorry.
Guidance is 1d4.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, here's perception
So
with
excited.
advantage. Oh, I don't even need to.
Wow.
Oh my god!
Okay.
I mean,
I see
someone take a screen-
everything.
Somebody take a screen grab of that. We need that for posterity's sake. Holy
Gosh, darn it.
Double nat 20s.
Mother of God.
The heck is that even?
Jesus.
Oh, it's funnier with It's funnier with
funnier. Oh, Mira. Oh, my heart. For every Taliesin Jaffe, there must be a Will Wheaton. Oh, go on. Roll that with D4.
Yeah, I want to see how good that would add. Oh, 1d, not 2, not 3, 4. Damn. A 25 total.
Okay, so you get a clear sight. I guess just you and tops of wagons just go well together. What can you say? You look out through the darkness, and you can make out there's someone. It looks like a gnomish figure. Walking in the darkness. He's carrying a small hooded lantern. With him, kind of illuminating the way just in front of him, just enough so that he's not tripping over things. And the hooded part of the lantern makes it so that he's less of a sight risk for people maybe watching from the roadsides. The other thing that you notice about him is that he is walking with with only one leg. The other one is not present, and in its place is a crutch. In fact, the man looks a bit bandaged, as if he'd recently been in some kind of serious scrap.
I say quietly down to the assembled people beneath the wagon, it is not Teapotty. It appears to be a gnomish man who has seen better days. He has one leg, and even though I had a weird inflection on that, I end the sentence there.
Mm-hmm.
What course of action do you recommend? I ask Elb and Hamar.
Myra is.
I am there too.
Oh, right. Hello.
I've been there the whole time.
Right.
I was on this watch. I just rolled a 6.
Right.
I'm enjoying that way too much.
I'm going to whisper. I say we leave him be unless he appears to notice us.
If you're certain, and if his wounds are not grievous, then I agree. Yeah, and not bothering to hide, I'm just sitting atop the wagon watching.
Okay. All right. So you just wait for him to approach.
Yes.
Yes.
What kind of
Or pass, whatever he does.
terrain are we in?
I'm sorry.
What kind of terrain are we in?
It's plains, so it's like
Okay.
tall grassland on either side. You guys haven't come to the edge of the forest yet, so there are patches of like copses of trees every once in a blue moon, but it's still basically dead ass plains.
I assume it's just a bit muddy, but not much.
Yeah, I mean, like you are on the Great Road, and since you basically just stopped where you stopped last night, you're essentially on the huge flagstone.
I will just drop back into a shadow somewhere.
Okay. Sounds good. Roll me a stealth check just for the posterity. All right.
Yeah, I fucking hate these digital dice.
Yeah, that's a hard 7 right there. Okay. As you guys watch, the gnome's hooded lantern eventually swivels up, and he notices your wagon along the way, and he freezes suddenly, and sits there listening for a good few moments.
Watching back.
Okay.
Yeah, just staring.
Yeah,
Alright.
stare quietly.
After a few moments, he moves forward and says, "Hello, hello, Hamar.
Hello.
Give me a perception check with advantage."
Who?
Hamar.
Me.
Hamario.
Oh,
That's,
God.
So
15?
unenthused.
That's a 15.
You recognize the voice of Pinwick Pines, who is a old contact of yours.
I recognize Penwick. I recognize.
He looks pretty hard up since last you saw him.
Late traveling, are we?
Is that Hamar? And the gnome suddenly grins and peers up into the darkness of the wagon.
Maybe. Maybe not. Depends. Got an ale on you?
he laughs. He barks out a peal of laughter and checks his pockets and
Hey.
says, "I've got a half glass of the good stuff."
Alright, get over here. Be a little quiet about it. People are trying to sleep.
Oh, yes. And he clops over as quick as he can.
Y'all can stand down. It's
You know him?
friendly-ish.
Ish.
It's good enough. You can put that. You're fine. You're
Okay, okay. I didn't want to wake everyone up with the hammer, but
You're fine. God, wow. Yes, please put down the hammer.
Pinwick grins up at you and says, "Well, met indeed. My goodness, did you walk in all that rain just now?"
a fair ways.
Sorry. El.
I just said a fair ways.
This is my party.
Oh, yes. Pinwick Pines. I come out of the Grand Trade Inn. The things here and there, all sorts. I like to be a man of many doings, you know.
And there are many doings to be done these days. I just say
yes.
from the top of the wagon.
Who's that one up there?
I'm surprised he didn't make a party blower sound. That's the cat.
I resisted with every fiber of my being, my dear Elb. But if I wasn't certain that Mary would skin me, I would have. Anyways, I rise to my full 4-foot height and say, "Greetings, I am Baron Stripes of House Davenport. A pleasure to meet you."
He does his best to do a sort of a formal, flourishing bow back, but his various injuries kind of trip him up, and he grimaces, but says, well met enough to you too, sir."
"Do you need shelter? You look as though you've seen the rough end of something."
You mean to say you look like shit?
Indeed, I do mean to say that.
I have seen many a rough hand lately. I can guarantee you that. I would be more than happy to partake of some shelter if you would be so kind.
I'll pull him forward and just kind of like pat him on the back. As I pat him on the back, I'll cast Cure Wounds on him.
Oh, man, that this is music to his ears. I can tell you. Roll your healing there.
Yeah. Well, I really cast it inflict. No, I'm just kidding.
Psych.
You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna roll this shiny D8. This emerald looking D8 here. And that's 5 hit points back.
Okay. You can see him like visibly like relax a little bit more. And he like stretches some wearied out muscles, and he's like, "Oh, bless you. I'm not one for sentimentality, but that did the trick." And he passes you his flask and says, "That's the good dwarven stuff, my man."
I the flask.
I just start drinking. Just take a swig. No,
Yeah.
Nothing special.
It is good stuff. For sure. And it's got a little bit of that fiery edge, and just enough sweetness to make you pull just a little bit longer than really you reasonably should. But man, it's good stuff.
Just a little bit.
He takes it back graciously and then sort of gestures to the dwarf in the group and says, "Well," and sort of offers to you.
Why, thank you.
I think he also wants to know your name.
I'm Elb. Well met.
Pleasure meeting you, Elb. And, well, I'm so pleased to be here. I can tell you, it's been a hell of a week.
I'll bet.
Do tell.
You look as if you've experienced a hellish week in the matter of hours.
Oh, one thing after another. I was traveling through the forest just north of here a few days ago, and a whole bunch of humans out of Metrov came down and just ransacked the place. And I won't belabor the point, but I was running for my life from men and goblins and various just dwellers of the forest. It was a pandemonium. I cannot even explain how difficult I found these past few days. I was fortunate enough to have survived this long, despite my unfortunate condition. And he gestures at his leg, clearly a very old wound, not one recently done. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't have survived. And he says, "Yes, I was ran out into the plains and only just found my way to the Great Road. I had no idea where I was along it. I was hoping to make my way back to the White Wolf Inn, which is why I was heading north."
Yeah,
are you just unlucky, or
aren't we north of the White Wolf Inn?
Yeah.
You are north of the White Wolf Inn, yeah.
What were you going to say, Esmond?
I was just like, can I tell if he's omitting anything? If he's like being completely forthright with everybody?
Well, give me a quick intelligence check here.
Intelligence check, okay.
Yes.
13.
I mean, a lot of this story isn't checking out for you, Amar. Like, you guys are north of the White Wolf Inn, for one thing. Like, unless he'd been run so far south and then gotten completely lost, it would be very strange for him to be heading north looking for that. So unless he's out of his wits, then he's maybe nervous and lying. It's hard to know.
You must be out of your wits. Good God, to get lost like that.
Well, I'll be honest, I haven't seen much food or water on my voyage, just my trusty liquor here and whatever I could scrounge on my way. I would be surprised if I knew my way to the loo.
And are you always this unfortunate, or perchance did you do something to bring this upon yourself?
Are you kidding? Pinwick's the unluckiest person you've ever met.
Oh, don't go singing my praises too loudly, Hamar. I will admit I have had a run-in with fate more than often than I should like. Losing my leg to a bugbear early in life, I've been given quite the lousy hand, I must say.
Tell him your nickname.
No, I don't think.
Come on. Get this. Everyone that knows him. I mean, you call him Pinwick. Everyone that knows him calls him Pincushion.
Okay. Yes. There was the run-in with the band of goblins, and they really did have very good aim that day. I don't know. I didn't ask questions because I just had to. Anyways, they. I really do hate that particular nickname.
I know. I came up with it.
Yes.
Look, they got you. They got you in the arse. They got him in the ass. I couldn't help it.
My good man, are there any dangers you have not encountered?
I wish I could say that there were some that I hadn't, but until recently, I can say for sure that I had never been in the presence of a witch. However, I have now, and I can say with quite a good deal of informed caution that you should all try to stay far, far away.
When was this, my good man?
During this attack, there was a witch floating about in the woods, casting spells against humans. It was a sight to see, I can tell you that, and I made myself scarce as quickly as I could, but don't get yourself on the wrong side of that one.
How many days and how many hours ago?
It's been 4 days by my count.
I just give a meaningful look to the others.
Yeah. We're heading to the forest.
You're heading that way? No, surely not. I mean, go to Lake Oshar. Get yourself a passage up the river or something. Don't go straight into the maw of that forest right this second.
The man makes a good point. Does the river have a ferry? An upriver ferry?
You should be able to get yourself passage. Yes. Over at Oakvale.
Yeah. How much longer will that make our journey? Approximately.
Well, you will have to leave the Great Road to do it. You'd have to head west from here on a side road. Would probably take you 2 days. Where if you do stick on this road, and if nothing accosts you between here and the Grand Trade Inn, well, good weather, nothing happening, you could make it within a day and a half to the Grand Trade Inn.
So same amount of traveling days.
Yes,
basically.
But if you go to the lake, I must admit, you've got to get there and then get the ferry up, so it might be about 3 days.
To be fair, my friends, the safety of our journey is a bit more of a concern than the time of it, though the two are intertwined.
Yes, that's
We
not
are in a bit of a hurry.
too much longer. In the grand scheme of things, that might be a better idea. Can I make a perception or whatever the opposite of a bluff check is?
Oh, insight.
Yes. Just to make sure he's not like suggesting a path where someone's ready to jump us.
For sure.
Let's see.
While Aries rolling there, Jimmy, we're before the second watch, right? This is just kind of
Yeah, this is
switch over.
Yeah, this is technically part of the first watch. About nearing the end of the first watch, because it's been well past twilight into the late hours of the night at this point. Okay, Elb, you try to clock this person's intention, and something with that roll, something doesn't feel quite right to you. This is a person showing up in the middle of the night with a lot of information that you guys didn't have until just a few hours ago. There's a lot of connections here that are a little bit close to you.
I shoot the cat a look.
Can I roll insight to see if I know what that look means?
Sure.
Oh no.
Oh,
Nothing good
17.
happens when Stripe says, "Can I roll insight?"
Anytime Nick says, "Can I roll X?" I'm always like, "Yes, absolutely."
May I give myself difficulty, please, dear?
1,000%.
But I got a 17.
Yes, in fact, you kind of get the feeling that Elb is a little bit cautious about this encounter.
My hackles raise a little bit, and I turn my eye to Pinwick, and I.
Oh no!
Please call him Pinprick.
Oh no!
This is after giving Elb a "yes, I understand you" meaningful look, and looking back to him, and I say, I'm just sort of thinking for a moment, and I say, well, actually, I don't say anything because you've just given me a look. That means you have the initiative and can speak.
Fuck.
You don't have to if you don't want to. If the look said, please say something, then I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. He says, my good man, you have approached us with a great deal of information at a time that I believe some of us might call convenient and others of us might call inconvenient, though meaning the exact same thing. Would you not say so, Elba?
Hi.
Pin has a habit of knowing stuff.
What can I say? I've got bad luck. I tend to find myself in places and knowing things when perhaps others might not.
Well, I think that perhaps you should tell us what you do know. Not what you've told us, what you know.
Are you putting a little bit of intimidation into that?
Yes, I think
Sounded
so.
like a threat, didn't it?
Elle takes out her hammer and starts polishing it.
Does
17.
Myra do anything in this, I should say, or are you just observing carefully?
I am very carefully watching this weird little man.
Okay. Fair enough.
So sorry, who?
Myra.
The new
Well, I mean, all
weird
of us.
little man.
Excellent, yes.
I had to.
Yeah, no, perfect. Okay, yes. So Baron Stripes, you look over at this man and kind of give a little bit of an edge to your voice, and yeah, Pinwick just kind of tries to take it in stride a little bit and says, well, I consider myself an open book to someone who's willing to give their shelter to me for a night. What would you like to know?
I turn my eyes to Elb and Hamar and Mary.
Very
What do you know of this woman?
Mira, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Myra?
Yes, sorry, go ahead. No, I accidentally said Mary instead of Myra, and I accidentally talked over Elb. Sorry, go ahead, Elb.
I was just gonna say, and what do you know of this witch?
What do I know? Well, besides the fact that no one's seen her in something like 50 years, and besides the fact that she's a very powerful warlock, I believe. Well, the stories say that she once was the apprentice of a much older witch, who she defeated in combat at an early age. But that story is 500 years old. Who knows what's truth it might have?
And what did the witch look like?
Oh, what would you expect a witch to look like? She was clothed in black. She had a patch over one eye, as far as I could tell, from where I was, and she floated with ethereal lightness. And yes, she was casting blasts of magical power into the ranks of several human soldiers.
Hmm. And And you said there were goblins with her.
Well, the goblins were retreating from all of the activity as much as myself. We were all running amok from the forest as fast as we could because the men from Metrov, I believe, were out just burning the forest essentially and trying to rid it of who knows what.
This witch description that he's given, does that sound like typical witch behavior?
I mean, usually witches keep to themselves. It's unusual for them to be running about casting spells at like armies and such. It takes a lot to stir one from their nest, so to speak. But is it possible? Sure. And from what Snaps was saying earlier in the day, there has been rumor that there's a witch about.
A
lot of humming and hawings here.
Was the witch aware of you, or were you simply caught up in the matter? Oh yes, that is true, Trevor.
I was certainly caught up. I can't say that I was doing anything other than fleeing, quite frankly. At this point, if you guys want, you can give me another insight check on that. I think it's been like no one other than Baron Stripes done an insight. So if you all want to do that, go for it.
With real dice, because fuck roll 20.
I got a 2.
A 2? Oh no.
Yeah.
Bless you.
It's been nice, guys. I'll see you next time.
Well, you know what? It'll all work out. You're gonna roll great during a battle. Oh, geez.
Nice, Elb.
I rolled. Geez.
There we go.
Okay. Baron Stripes, you're starting to feel like, I mean, you've dragged everything that you can drag out of this person. Hamar, I mean, Pinwick. He's always been a bit of a blurry line in the sand. And then Elb, well, I mean, quite frankly, you feel like something stinks, but you can't put your finger on what exactly.
Done here? Any other questions?
I
don't know about you guys, but I could really, really go back to sleep here.
Good Baron, do you perchance spot anything around?
I'm going to actually burn a quick spell slot on Detect Magic, so that I don't have to ritual cast it, and give a quick look over.
Okay. You glance over him. You don't notice anything of great significance on his body. Quite frankly, everything appears to be mundane.
Rude.
I'm gonna hop down from the wagon and give like the, like say 100-foot perimeter a little patrol for magic.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you look out into the darkness of the night, and you're not seeing anything pick up, other than the things that you have on your possession that would radiate.
I leap back to the top of the wagon, and by leap I mean scrabble up the side, and say to the assembled awake people, I do not detect anything magical within the relatively, reasonable perimeter, nor on our friend here.
Okay.
If we are beset upon by espionage, it is of the mundane type.
Well, then, I suppose you may rest with us for the night.
And I much appreciate it. I can't say that I'm too pleased to be questioned so much at so late a time, but I accept your humble offering with gratitude.
You'll learn to live with it if you stick around them long enough.
He
Here,
grinned, Mars.
bed down. Unless you want to stay up answering more questions.
No, no, sir. And he tosses his cane onto the ground, bundles up his cloak under him, and tosses his head down on top of it. And he's snoring within a few minutes.
Given the time, second watch, look over the stripes. It's you and me, right?
That is indeed.
All right, I will leave it to you two.
Entrust your safety to us capable fellows.
What he said.
Well, cuddle up with my wife because clearly I'm distracted.
You're human, right? Right, Mira?
I'll
No,
cuddle
I'm
up with my
half-elf.
hammer.
Oh, okay.
They're two half elves, yeah.
Oh, so you can see. Okay.
Yeah, I also have blind sight, so I can extra see.
Double see.
Yeah.
And invisible creatures have to actually do a stealth check against me.
Ooh.
To hide.
Fancy.
Yeah. As we're watching, I say quietly to Hamar, I believe you do not suspect his motives, but his presence...
You're talking quietly, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But his presence...
I raise a finger just like to just hold a moment, and I just look over. Is he asleep, or is he doing...
Perception with advantage, Hamar.
Yeah. Alright, fuck. Roll 20 right now. It's not doing me good. That's a natural 13. That's with advantage, you said?
Yes, please.
Oh, fuck, thank God, because that was a nat 1 on the other one. So
Oh.
that'll be perception is 15.
15. Okay.
Mhm.
That man is not sleeping right.
I'm so sorry. Stripe.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's hard when there's two S's, okay?
Yeah, no.
Nips? No. Say.
Worry not, you will get there.
Everyone's had a long night. Best we save conversation for the morning. And I kind of give him a knowing glance.
Given we're not moving, I can probably just, assume this is knowing.
Yeah, I mean, this is between two PCs in a non-combat scenario. I think you just pick up what he's dropping there.
Stripes gives a quiet nod and says, Indeed, it is best not to run our mouths when the tall folk are trying to sleep.
Morning.
Constantly. Especially when things go poorly for them. Get downright violent. I'm just full of shit at this point.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty accurate over time.
I think I pull out my own flask at this point and just start drinking.
Yep.
I'm just gonna gesture it over, care for a sip.
Oh, I never touch the stuff except to knock it off the occasional table.
You do that a lot, from what I understand.
It's true. You should try it sometime. It's cathartic.
I usually just hit people, but to each their own, I guess.
Well, my method of hitting tends to be, well, you saw what happened to those previous goblins.
Actually, not really, but I'll take the word for it.
Oh, I simply warped reality around them to bear down crushing gravity, and I left them a snarled mass of limbs and gore in the grass.
Hamar just takes a moment to absorb that, and looks back out to the road and just takes another swig. Okay.
Hamar, give me a Constitution saving.
Sure. Why not? Oh, Kira, your dice is not doing great for me right now. That's a 10.
I'm so sorry.
It's all good. That's a 10.
All right. You're feeling a little bit like warm, cuddly, and like just feeling like sleep is coming towards you. There, Hamar.
Well. Excuse me.
I'm going to say, yeah. Hamar, why don't I take the rest of the watch? You're tired and you have had a busy night and busy day.
Sure about that?
Oh, I can make. If I need anyone else to be awake, I can do so with gusto.
Well, normally I'd say otherwise, I'd protest, but he stands up and gives like a flourish of a bow. If your grace be it, will it be? It shall be so.
Sleep well, Hamar.
And he crashes. He decides, Hamar will go crash over right by old Pinwick there.
Okay.
And Stripes is going to climb up to the top of the cart and just keep watch like a sentry.
Got it.
Meanwhile, Hamar is going to subtly check and just kind of shoot over a glance at Pinwick and just kind of see if they're still awake, kind of a thing.
I'm going to just honor your previous roll. He is still awake.
Yeah. All right. Is he like eyes open, or is he just pretending?
No, he is pretending to be sleeping.
Oh, I'll definitely give him a damn poke then.
He goes, what is it?
You gotta learn how to pretend to sleep better.
Fuck me, Hamar. You don't know how good it is to see your bloody face.
You know how much of a pain in the ass it is to see yours.
I know.
Maybe don't give away the whole farm next time you meet a bunch of strangers I'm with.
He grins widely and says, well, and what farm do you think I've given away? And then he just rolls over and he falls asleep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. About midway through your watch there, Nick, you notice there's 3 elk that make their way through a clearing across from the wagon.
How far away are they?
They're about 60 feet.
Oh no.
That's far enough away. Though I do watch them with a rumbling stomach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Actually,
go for it.
I'm going to make myself a personal little wisdom check here. Oh, well, Nat 1. Yeah, the second I see those elk, I
Great.
just do not watch anything but them. They are movement in the night, and that is entertainment.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Definitely nothing bad happens when players volunteer to make rolls.
I love it. Every single time Nick does it. It is my favorite. But in this particular case, not much ill to occur. The elks make their leisurely way in the night as the early morning rays begin to rise, and they make their way towards a copse of trees in the distance. You slip down and awaken Mary and Snaps.
We're letting Mary. Oh no, she's gotten 8 hours, so she can get up. So like, hang out the window and into the window of the wagon and just poke at her, Mary.
Mary, I think, mutters something unintelligible.
No, that is neither here nor there. It is your time for watch. And he pokes her one more time for good measure.
Set him up.
Excellent. I shall go rouse Snaps, and I step outside and promptly rouse Snaps.
She attempts to poke Stripes back.
He's wily like a cat. He gets away.
Like a cat.
With a disadvantage.
Well,
I do
I'm
that thing where they turn
disadvantage
Celestine into a U.
Yeah, no, I was in that. Exhaust a girl there, yeah.
Yeah, I've still got 1 level, so.
Yep.
Rise and shine, Hamar, the duty of watch, and some suspicious elk.
Snaps, actually, I'm the one with the freakish red hair.
Wait, what did I call you?
You called Hamar.
Oh, for Christ's
Hamar.
sake, you don't even have an S in your name.
All gnomes look alike, huh?
I get it.
Your privilege, man.
With all due respect, I am not as socially intelligent as I am book intelligent.
Oh, that's. Don't be so mean to yourself, buddy.
And Stripes just sort of shrugs and looks sort of innocent.
Sort of.
Right.
Just
Well,
only sort of.
Do keep your eyes on that herd of elk. They are troublesome, I can tell.
I'm gonna quickly perception on the elk.
Yeah, for sure. Give me a perception check, please.
Give me insight? I don't know.
While that's
Does
happening,
Mary
I'm going to sleep directly
hear
under
any
the
of
wagon.
I didn't critically fail, so they're just elk, right?
Yeah, you look off into the darkness and see the last of the elk kind of dashing off into the distance.
Yeah.
And
Mary stares bleary-eyed at the elk.
Yeah. Can I get a perception check from you as well, Mary, please?
Sure, I'll just, do some stuff at disadvantage here. Give me a second. Where'd my sheet go? Okay, that's a bigger disadvantage than I thought. Sorry, that is a number that I have. Okay. Friggin'. Okay, only an 18.
Damn.
Wow. Very nice. Okay, you.
Or I guess that's actually a 22 because I do have modifiers. Anyway.
So you clearly wake up, but you quickly clock the elk moving off in the distance, and you're like, "Oh, so sweet." And then you look, and you're like, 1 gnome, 2 gnomes, 3. We have 3 gnomes in our camp right now.
Well, I mean, like 2 3/4.
Wow.
What a neat way of saying that. That's amazing. Okay, great.
Oh no!
God damn, don't kill the man.
And that was recorded.
Yeah.
For all time.
I totally forgot about actually tweeting anything, which is probably just as well.
You can go over the recording afterwards.
Let's check the tapes.
Yeah, it won't be any more out of context than it already is. So yeah, I think Mary counts the gnomes, counts them again, turns to Snaps. Hey, do you know anything about this?
No, that's the new gnome.
Well, yes, I know that. I guess we're Stripes. Are you still awake?
Yeah, Stripes. Give me a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage, please.
12.
Okay, you're still awake.
Indeed, I have not been claimed yet by slumber. How may I assist you?
There's an extra gnome?
Ah, yes, I believe his name is Pinprick. He is missing a leg. Do not worry, it will not be around here. That apparently happened some time ago.
Okay.
He arrived in the night bearing information that was conveniently timed involving the aforementioned, what was the name of the place that started with M?
The Metrov garrison?
Metrov, yes. The raid near Metrov and the witch.
So, sorry, it's just going off the bits again.
So
he was apparently displaced by the conflict.
Okay, so gnome supposed to be here. Didn't murder us all in our sleep.
He seems he was great. Oh yes, I forgot to mention that he was gravely injured when he arrived, as though he'd been run over by several wagons.
Mary kind of slow blinks at you. And I think just doesn't say anything. She just sort of just that.
And Stripes just stares back.
Okay, give me opposed to see who blinks first.
What's happening?
Staring contest.
As expected, the cat wins.
Mary is struggling today. So yeah, she just kind of stares and is just she just stares at him and just is very clearly befuddled.
and Stripes, not aware that he's being waited upon to say anything, just continues to stare as long as she maintains eye contact, assuming he's being polite.
So, okay. So, new gnome, fine.
Not an active threat, but one that we should be concerned about. One that we should be cautious about.
Okay.
So you're saying he wants us to go where?
Oh, he does not have a guide, he does not have an aim. He simply wanted to share our camp.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that sort of sounds like an aim.
He seemed on his last leg, both literally and figuratively.
All right. Okay.
Right.
So I guess that's all fine then, unless it isn't. Right. Got it.
I don't believe it is, but I do not believe there is anything we can do about it at the moment.
All right.
Great. Good. Sounds like what I said. Isn't that
His
what
tongue
I said?
His tongue may be loosened in the morning. I could prepare more hellfire stew.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, I think we're probably all good.
Buddy, that's all right. You go have a sleep.
Excellent. And Stripes immediately just sprawls like full Family Guy death pose into sleep under the wagon.
Is that okay? Yeah. All right. Never mind. Mary rubs her eyes and tries to wake herself up a bit more.
Did Snaps recognize the name at all, or who the guy might be?
Well,
he was introduced as Pinprick, so
yeah, he was Pinprick. Give me a history check with disadvantage, please.
Oh,
Well, solid roll.
good.
I mean, oh, is this like okay?
Are you really gonna say all gnomes know each other?
Well, no, I
That's
really
a lot of
can't.
gnomes, though.
This is gonna be
This is
Give
the
me
flux
also just give me like a luck, just a bare luck check here.
Oh, so just a straight 20.
Yeah.
Not high.
Mhm. Okay. I'm going to say that you've never heard of a person named Pinprick.
His name's not actually Pinprick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like if
Like I meant specifically like if I recognized like him.
recognize.
Yeah.
I would say that there is nothing about him that seems familiar
No,
to you.
it's totally fine if we've never been in the same room. That's unless I
Yeah.
hit a wild crit I wasn't expecting much.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
you
No,
did
no.
roll pretty good on your history check, though.
Yeah.
So
I know
let me
maybe
1
slightly
second.
familiar, but yeah. Maybe
I'm gonna just give me a second here. He is a gnome who has had a disability for most of his life, so you might have heard about that. I'm just rolling some morality here for myself. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to say that you have. There is a flicker of a memory in your mind of someone mentioning a one-legged gnome. In your past, and putting a little bit of not importance on this gnome, but a little bit of notoriety. Like this is a notable gnome, but for the life of you, you can't remember in what context it was.
No, that's about all I was like. That was the top end of my hope and expectation.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Any further actions? We're gonna call it after this.
No, I mean, make breakfast. That's about all. If there's nothing.
I mean, do you want an actual perception check for the watch?
Yeah, give me a perception check. Really, when it comes to the dawn, I feel like it's just basically survival check. Just for prepping the morning meal and such.
Oh, survival checks. So you want me to make a worse check?
About the same.
Nice. Oh, not so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm taking the 8 there.
Yep.
I rolled mid.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I think like Mary. Yeah. No, she starts off doing good, and then just suddenly, like, the opposite of a second wind.
Yeah. No, I get you. Like you're like, okay, I'm gonna be productive. I'm gonna hunt for a little bit of firewood. Turns out all the firewood's wet. Guess that was all yesterday. Yep, for sure. And now, like, you're just winded. You're sitting there and just watching, as Snaps does all the elbow grease, puts that into setting up for the morning.
Occasionally, she tries to do something to help, and he probably shoos her away because she's more of a hindrance than anything.
And this one's specifically breakfast.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Very well done.
Snaps doesn't fuck around with breakfast.
Yeah. Mary like starts to go to like help make some French toast with you, but you like just convert what she was doing into pancakes, and it's gonna work out just fine.
Yeah, it's not the crit that I rolled last time I made breakfast, but it's still pretty good.
It's damn good. Yeah. No. They can start sizzling, and it's gonna be a good day. For sure.
You only need to roll well at breakfast once to get inexplicably hired with a crew of miscreants and go on to nuke entire towns together. So.
It's true. Breakfast matters in my game. That is defined fact. So.
This is gonna be a better day.
I mean, yeah, the last day started with Hellfire Stew, did it not?
Probably.
Yeah. Either
this-
that
yeah.
or
No, I think the stew was why I took over the cooking.
Right, yes.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Yes,
'Cause I was a
it was.
vegetarian that day.
Yes.
And I made breakfast, yeah.
Yeah, that is not a happy or healthy meal, Hellfire Stew.
No, it's an unhappy meal.
All right.
Bad meal.
Okay, I think that we will call it there for the evening. Thanks everybody for joining in tonight, and I'm going to figure out how to stop this recording thing.
That was a great time, Julian. I think you
Yeah,
gotta
thanks,
scroll up
Jules.
and hit the stop button.